Welcome, this is Beyond the Breach. Today I want to talk about something that organisations rarely really want to admit to themselves. Sometimes attackers, cybercriminals, know more about your business and your environment than you do. Modern threat actors sometimes spend weeks, sometimes months, quietly mapping infrastructure and process in your business, understanding privilege pathways, identifying dormant accounts, studying backup architecture, mapping networks, observing patterns in employee and people behavior. And here's the thing, they're patient. They tend to be very methodical and they share best practices. And they're often invisible until, of course, they choose not to be. When ransomware detonates, for example, leadership focuses on decryption. But of course, that is the final act, not the breach itself. The real breach happens during the reconnaissance phase of the cyber attack, during privileged escalation, during silent lateral movement, during the quiet collection of information that most organisations assume they already understand about themselves. And of course, AI is driving all of this much quicker. That's the uncomfortable truth. Many executive teams believe that they have strong visibility because they have dashboards. But dashboards show you what was configured to show you. Attackers, they look for what you forgot to configure. They look for misaligned logging policy, for example. They look for unmonitored service accounts. They look for legacy systems that actually, when the dashboard was set up, nobody wanted to touch. Organisations that recover well, in my experience, from cyber attacks experience threat detection failures as strategic signals, not embarrassment. Because here's the difficult question that everybody should ask themselves in business. If an attacker could map your IT environment quietly, could you? Not just from a compliance perspective, perhaps, but from an operational one. Could you produce, within hours, a live map of your crucial assets, your trust relationships, privileged access routes, backup dependencies, and external integrations? If the honest answer to that question is not confidently, that gap is where the breach potentially lives. So here are some takeaways for you based on my experiences of this area. First, invest in visibility, not just prevention. Prevention will reduce probability of impact. Visibility reduces the likely impact. Measure how long an attacker could operate undetected in your systems, not just how well your perimeter blocks possible threats. Secondly, treat your asset inventory as a living control, not a spreadsheet. I see too many static versions of this. You can't defend what you cannot track in real time. Shadow IT, unmanaged endpoints, overlooked SaaS platforms, these are reconnaissance gifts to a cyber criminal. If your environment changes on a daily basis, your visibility has got to change too. And thirdly, regularly test what an attacker would see, not what your dashboard and your spreadsheet show you. Run attack path simulations, conduct red team exercises, test with chaos. Challenge your assumptions about the art of the possible from a criminal's perspective, and if need be, get experts to help you to do that. But ask your teams to demonstrate how they would detect quiet reconnaissance, not just the loud ransomware. Cyber resilience isn't just about stopping intrusions, of course. It's about reducing the impact of any unforeseen cyber event. The longer the criminals observe you, the more precisely they can hurt you. That's where the real risk hides. And that's today's clarity, Beyond the Breach.